Good evening, friends. I'm here tonight to talk about a cherished member and a dear friend of all of ours, Doug Haacke, is it? Doug is a man with the ambition and drive to take on a cause that that the task was so overwhelming that I don't think anybody else would have taken on what he has, much less had the success that he has. It's really been inspiring to a lot of us, and we're very thankful that he was there and that he is and continues to be the man driving the Friends of the Bighorn and a lot of our ambitions.
Doug, he puts a lot of time and work and energy into the Bighorn, and he really cares about the overall well-being of the environment and the river and the fish. And not only that, but also enjoys, just the passion of fishing and be able to get out there and just relax and throw in your rod and your line and catch a good fish.
As far as bringing everyone together, from the Bighorn River Alliance, the Magic City Fly Fishers, and Friends of the Bighorn River, I'd say Doug Haacke has just been the guy that's lent this air of cohesiveness amongst all three groups. And he's just been like a watchdog and an ally to the Bighorn River in that regard.
Doug's an important ally for all of us who like to fish, particularly on the Bighorn River. All too often we get caught up in other issues that are clearly important, like stream access. Doug has been a huge friend on that issue. But there's an old saying that if you take care of the fish, the fishing will take care of itself. And Doug works day in and day out to take care of the fish in the Bighorn River. He understands the importance of the resource, and Doug is working as hard as anybody and harder than most of us to make sure that the fishing opportunities are there on the Bighorn for years to come.
We have been real fortunate on this whole Bighorn issue to have a lot of support from a lot of public, from the sporting clubs and from a bunch of people, but Doug Haacke has by far been our single strongest ally on the whole battle. Doug just really, from the very start, understood the problem on the Bighorn, the need to work out a solution. Doug has spent, I'm sure, thousands of hours on this whole program. He really understands the system, and because of him, a lot of other people understand the system. I think without his support, we would be way farther behind than where we are now.
I first met Doug when I was working for Senator Baucus, and he came to the office and frankly asked for help to stabilize flows on the Bighorn. And I very quickly realized that we were dealing with an advocate who cares deeply about that river and the people who make a living on it. And he was doggedly determined to get both senators to engage, and he did. So we owe Doug a huge debt of gratitude for his work. He's very understated about it, but there are few people on the planet that have done more for that river than Doug Haacke.
I first met Doug when we were traveling down to a meeting in Lovell, Wyoming, to talk about the water at Horseshoe Bend. And we had to walk through, or past, I should say, several signs talking about keeping Wyoming water in Wyoming. We kind of entered a hostile environment. We had not been invited to that meeting by the Friends of the Bighorn Lake. We showed up, introduced ourselves. About 2 or 3 o'clock, we realized that the folks there were not much interested in our point of view, and I suggested that we leave, and me and Doug and the Fish Wildlife Parks personnel that were with me, we left. And on the way back, I turned to Doug and I said, there's times to sit and discuss and try to work things out, and then there's times to go home and sharpen your knives. And over this last 4.5 years, Doug has kept his knives very sharp, and without him, I don't know where we would be in this battle. So it's impossible for me to overstate the importance Doug has had in maintaining the Bighorn River. Without his help, and we really would have been stuck in some of those situations